novices hurdle, 3 miles half a furlong. As you can see there, the course they take, they jump one in front of the stands, then do 2 complete circuits. There's 6 on each circuit. Blackjack Ketchum was the winner of this race last year. And let's see the runners and riders for this year's race. 1 is Battle Cry, Tom Scudamore. 2, Chief Dan George, Mick Fitzgerald. 3, Imperial Commander, Tony Evans. 4, Knowledge Box is Eddie Power. 5, Massini's Maguire, Richard Johnson. 6, Secret Ploy, Andrew Tinkler. 7, Silver Burn, Ruby Walsh. 8, Super Nick is Robert Thornton. 9, We Forbies is Paddy Brennan. And 10, Wichita Lineman, A.P. McCoy. They're the 10 runners for this Sefton Novices hurdle. And here's the betting.
Probably the most experienced.
Wichita Lineman is a favourite here at 4 to 6. Now it's interesting, every time I've seen 8 to 11, there have been a few boards go up, it all just gets taken away straight away. So well, it cannot get any bigger than this 4 to 6 at the moment. It's the right price, but there has been 8 to 11 in places. Although the offices just take it, and 4 to 6 is the price. Silverbird has touched 9 to 2, is now 4 to 1. Massini's Maguire looks an each way bet to nothing to me, and at 6 to 1, it's hard to see that one being out to 3, and that one's drifted from 11 to 2. It's 16 to 1 bar, but the whole market centres around the favourite. 4 to 6. Whenever they go 8 to 11, it's snaffled up. It's currently a 4 to 6 price.
Lovely horse, this by King's Theatre. And Wichita Lineman, right from the start when he was bumpering, that's national and flat races, and then going on to hurdles, he's done nothing wrong. He's tough, tough, tough. Let's just have a look at this horse in action. He won at the Cheltenham Festival. It was a 3-mile race there. It's half a furlong. For half a furlong, we've got Massini's Maguire there, but we'll get on to him later. Let's just concentrate on Wichita Lineman, because he was so brave in all his races, and he's 2 up now on Massini's. What did you think of this then, Skew?
Yeah, I thought, yeah, it stayed the unfortunate horse that fell there. Spoke to John Joe a couple of days ago about this horse. I know he's thrilled with this horse. He thinks he's a real good horse. And in the end, he did really gallop away from him. I would have said, if I was anything to be against him today, is that the Cheltenham would suit him better than this track. But this is because this is a faster track. But we'll see if my judgment's right in the end. I just think that he's a very short price at 4 to 6 against the calibre of these horses on a faster track.
Let's have a look at Massini's Maguire. Lovely tough horse as well. He's by Dr. Massini, and also won at Cheltenham over 2.
By this track, 2 mile 5 here, which is probably similar to the equivalent at 3 mile round here. Back in 4th, you say, is Silver Burn, another horse I give a right chance to. He's brother of Denman, I think, isn't he? He's a lovely horse.
But Skew, just concentrate here. The second horse, of course, is Tidal Bay, who won yesterday. Now that really franks the form, doesn't it?
Seems that the Cheltenham form has been franked all week, isn't it? Which is great for the sport. But yes, as I say, I think Massini's Maguire offers a good value alternative to the favourite Wichita Lineman.
Let's have a look at Paul Green's Silverburn. Lovely, lovely horse. He's not had a hard season. This is only, there he is in the blue colours with the diamond. He's a lovely horse, and being a brother to Denman, what a future he's got.
Yeah, I had a chat to his owner, Paul Green. I used to ride the Great Carvel's Hill for him. I think he's just worried that this is a hard race after having run at Cheltenham, but he said that Paul Nicholls has assured him that the horse is in great form. Whether he'll want the ground as fast as this, I don't know, but he's one I'd really put him in a notebook for a chaser. He's got a great future in front of him. He's a most beautiful horse. Just wandering around there. The jockeys will be having a chat to each other. Let's just have a look at the betting here.
Wichita Lineman 4 to 6, but the interesting move in the last few minutes has been for an outsider. Chief Dan George, 33s into 22 to 1. Chief Dan George against this Wichita Lineman, who's the hot 4 to 6 favourite.
Right, runners coming in now. Wichita Lineman, a short price favourite and off and running, and lies in about 4th position early, Wichita, as they head now towards the first. They jumped 13. And Wee Forbes it is who shows the way, with Massini's Maguire up sides, only about half a length away. All get over the first safely. Back in 3rd on the inside is Imperial Commander. Half a length away then Secret Ploy, and wider out then is Wichita Lineman. On the outside in the white sleeves and cap, the Trevor Hemmings colours, Super Nick. And in behind them is Chief Dan George with the yellow hoop sleeves and cap. They're followed by Battle Cry and then Silver Burn on the inside as they charge past the stands now. and Knowledge Box is at the rear of the field. Just under 2 circuits ahead of them, and Wee Forby's on the inside, matching strides with Massini's Maguire. 2 lengths away then is Wichita Lineman, who's up on the outside. A very handy third here from Imperial Commander, the black and white jacket on the inside. 1 length further back is Secret Ploy, followed then back in the field by Super Nick. So they head now to the second. Further back is Silver Burn, jumps at about 4th last with Chief Dan George on his outside. Knowledge Box is well back, and Battle Cry is last. Still continuing their journey down the back on the first occasion. Massini's Maguire on the outside, the inside Wee Forby's. They jump it almost together. They're about 4 lengths or so in advance of Wichita Lineman, the McManus colours up on the outside. Then Imperial Commander tucked away on the inner. The red jacket of Secret Ploy back in centre field. And they're followed next by Chief Dan George as they head over number 4. Out very wide, Super Nick got right into that, didn't handle it at all well. And Battle Cry is back towards the rear of the field. Turning left-handed now and racing across the top. And Massini's Maguire is just the leader by half a length or so. To in second place, Wee Forby's in the green and white jacket. 4 lengths away then in third is Wichita Lineman, followed then by Imperial Commander. Then under pressure already is Secret Ploy, followed then by Chief Dan George back in the field from Knowledge Box as they come around the home turn on the first occasion. Well back as Battle Cry, Silverburn tucked in, and out a little bit wide as they swing to the straight Super Nick. Straightening up now for 3 flights here on this section of the course. Massini's Maguire over the 5th, about 2 in front. They're all jumping well. In second place is Wee Forby's, then Wichita Lineman, very, very handy on the outside third, the green and yellow with the white cap. In behind them as they come now to the next is Imperial Commander. Knowledge Box wrapped that hard right there in the center as Secret Ploy still ridden along. Chief Dan George is going pretty well with the yellow cap on the outside. Silverburn behind them from Battle Cry and Super Nick at the 7th, and Massini's Maguire gets over it in the lead here, comfortably clear of Wichita Lineman. In behind them, Imperial Commander, Wee Forby's, and out wide Chief Dan George, and starting to get under pressure now, losing touch is Super Nick. But Norman, at this stage, the favourite, he's just about where you'd want him to be if you'd backed him.
Absolutely, he's keeping tabs on Massini's Maguire in front. He knows he stays really well, and Wichita Lineman, he can't hit a flat spot in a race, so Tony has him a good bit handier today, and he's just going to track Massini's Maguire all the way around. Ruby Walsh is back on the inside on Silverburn. He's taking his time, but at the moment I think you can see him just getting a slap on the neck. He's a lazy horse, Wichita Lineman, but I haven't seen him jump as well as he jumped today. He's jumping super. At the moment I think it's between the front 2.
Right down the back now, 6 flights left to be negotiated. Super Nick has been pulled up. He went backwards and was pulled up at the stable bend. Coming out of the 8th, and over that in front of Massini's Maguire. From in second, Wichita Lineman. He's going to put the pressure on a long way from home. 4 or 5 lengths away then is Imperial Commander with Knowledge Box running a good race on his outside. 5 lengths to Silverburn, who hasn't picked up as they come to 5 out now, followed by Chief Dan George and Battle Cry. Secret Ploy's lost touch with him, and Wee Forby's has been pulled up. Heading down the back now towards 4 out, Massini's Maguire on the inside of Wichita Lineman, only about a neck between them. Coming to it now, they both jump it well. They land over at about 4 or 5 lengths clear of the chasing pack. Back there is Imperial Commander, Knowledge Box. A gap to Silverburn is doing nothing. Chief Dan George hasn't picked up, and a long gap Battle Cry and Forget Secret Ploy. Racing across the top now and towards the home turn. Massini's Maguire about a neck in front, but about to be tackled by, on the outside, Wichita Lineman. He's hard ridden, but he's still running on. A gap then to Imperial Commander as they come towards the home turn. Massini's Maguire on the inside, about a head in front here. Tony McCoy is really insisting that Wichita Lineman stakes his claim early. He can take any amount of riding. About 6 or 8 lengths then to Imperial Commander as they round the turn now, and they've kicked away from Knowledge Box and Chief Dan George. 3 out, and on the outside, Wichita Lineman, hard driven, has gone up to draw level now with Massini's Maguire. They're about 4 or 5 lengths Imperial Commander. It's Wichita Lineman the near side. On the outside now, he takes the lead. Bungling it, Massini's Mercedes Maguire. That might have cost him dearly. One left to jump. Wichita Lineman wandering over towards the far side. Mercedes Maguire on the near side. A gap then to Chief Dan George, who's running on pretty well. A one left to jump though, and it's Wichita Lineman. Comes to the last, crashes through it, lands over at 2 in front. Chief Dan George is coming home like a train on the outside. He grabs the lead with 100 yards left to go, and the favourite's beaten. It's Chief Dan George, Mick Fitzgerald, who's drawing away here to cause an upset. And in the run to the line, it's Chief Dan George who wins it by 4 or 5 lengths. Wichita Lineman, he had his chance. Then in third, some way away, is Imperial Commander, followed by Mercedes Maguire. A gap then to Knowledge Box, who's going to finish 5th. And Silver Burn is going to walk across the line. Secret Ploy has been pulled up, and We Forbies and also Battle Cry have both been pulled up. The winner is number 2, Chief Dan George, owned by Morris Chapman, trained by James Moffat and ridden by Mick Fitzgerald. Second is number 10, Wichita Lineman, ridden by A.P. McCoy. Third, number 3, Imperial Commander Tony Evans, and fourth, number 5, Mercedes Maguire, Richard Johnson. And have a look at Chief Dan George. He does it exceptionally well. And Mick Fitzgerald, the man who overnight was subject to reports that he may not now retire. He says he'll concentrate on what's ahead of him. 33s to 20s the winner. 6 to 4 on second and 25 to 1 third. But Mick Fitzgerald, no matter what he does, as long as he keeps riding, he is a real force to be reckoned with, and he's really got conjured a great finish out of that winner. 4 lengths and 18 with the distances, and a juicy prize winner for our second race.
And the funny thing is, Mick Fitzgerald and A.P. McCoy are really good friends, but I don't think A.P. wants to talk to him there. And when we look back at this race, we'll pick it up from the 4th last, because Wichita Lineman and Mercedes Maguire, it was billed as a head-to-head between those two. Now, whether that went to the jockeys' heads or not, who will know? But they started racing, Norman, a long, long way from home.
Yes, Claire, they did. You'll have to question whether they just went. They're a long, long way clear here. You can see where the winner is, Chief Dan George, long, long way back. But I wonder whether they went too soon, and the ground is hell of a lot of water on it. They really, Mercedes Maguire certainly didn't get home, and Wichita Lineman made a mistake at the last. But you can see still Mick Fitzgerald back and forth. He gives his horse a smack now, and he's just spared a little bit to get him to the line. Wichita comes up sides and he's pricking his ears and jumped that okay, but Mercedes Maguire very, very tired in second. Richard Johnson decided then to pull him wide out to the stand side, thought he'd get an extra bit of a run out of him, and Mick Fitzgerald coming between the two.
And also maybe not to give Wichita Lineman something to race against, because Wichita Lineman's pretty lazy, and maybe he thought, if I can get the rail, get by the crowds, I could still catch AP again. But look, Wichita Lineman getting tired, and Mick Fitz sees a decent stride. I mean, the winner would probably have been 10 to 1, 20 to 1, maybe even 100 to 1 in running for people that actually bet. In fact, he was matched at 200 to 1 in running on the exchanges, and he's come through, and he's, you know, because Wichita Lineman's virtually walking by this stage, he actually makes it look like he's going away from them.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm certain if you ran this race again, you'd probably get a different result. I'd say Tony McCoy would sit behind Richard Johnson a little bit longer, and they'd have both finished better. But I'm a great winner for James Moffat. He's taken over the licence from his father, training up north a couple of seasons ago, and this is by far his biggest winner, and a lovely horse. We're talking about the other two a lot, but this is a good performance. He stayed really well, and good man Mick Fitzgerald is smiling again.
Well, Mick Fitzgerald bringing the winner back, and the new walkway in front of the stands, very like Cheltenham, and I think a real winner. Gives the crowds a chance to see the winner, those in front of the stands anyway, to see the winner a lot better than previously. Jimmy Moffat is the trainer, and he's now with Brian Gleeson.
Thank you, Jim. James Moffat, watching your horse coming in, trainer in Cartmel. Your biggest success to date as a trainer?
Yes, it is, yes. Yeah, great day.
Didn't go on fancy, 33 to 1 into 20 to 1, had won 4 races prior to going to Cheltenham and finished 8 behind Wichita Lineman. Why the reverse of form?
Pulled a muscle in his hind quarters on the way out, kicked out on the running rail, and John Patterson's put it right. Great man, and we fancied him. We did.
We're giving a great ride by Mick Fitzgerald. Let's go and greet him and chat as we walk. Of course, you were a former jockey.
Yeah, I was a jockey 4 years ago, but and maybe wasn't quite as good as Mick.
And of course, you rode home counties to win the county hurdle for your dad.
Well, it was trained by my father.
This must give you a great pleasure, though.
Massive, yeah, it's great. Great day.
Well,
Great
go
day.
and speak to Mick.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Well, Chief Dan George, I suppose those who bet in running understand it's a pretty precarious business, and that's probably an example of just how precarious it is. He's a long price and a very honest horse. He's by Lord Americo, his 7-year-old. Okay, let's check the SPs now on the second.
A huge result, this one, for bookmakers around the country, but it was nibbled out here on the track, as we mentioned, from 33s into a return 20-1. Chief Dan George beating Wichita Lineman, who was in so many people's multiples around the country. 4-6 favourite at return for AP McCoy and John Joe O'Neill. Imperial Commander finished third at 25-1, and Chief Dan George at 20-1 could be aimed at the World Hurdle next year. If you fancy that, Ladbrokes World Hurdle, it's 25-1 with Hills and 20-1 with the sponsors.